Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a summary of the main events of World War II. I'm going to pretty much be talking about a little bit of everything. I won't be discussing the Holocaust in this video, and I'm not really going to be going into much details on anything really in particular. This is just for the main storyline of how the war started, the main things that happened in the war, and a summary of the end of the war. Hopefully in some future videos I will be talking and discussing things in more detail, but for now, here is a quick walkthrough of World War II. If you like this video and you enjoy my content, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bells, don't forget to share all your friends, and let's get started. At the end of World War I, Germany had to sign the Treaty of Versailles, which was a list of ways Germany were to be punished. Among those punishments came a huge monetary fine that had to be paid, somewhere in the billions. Germany was broke at the end of the war, and so they had to take a loan from America. Now, with a huge debt on their shoulders, Germany was having a really hard time. People were starving, they couldn't rebuild their war-torn country. But then things were about to get worse. America suffered huge losses when Wall Street crashed, causing the Great Depression. As a result, they gave Germany 90 days to pay back the money that was owed to them. This caused Germany to suffer from hyperinflation. The cost of basic items in Germany skyrocketed. People used their cash as toilet paper because buying toilet paper was too expensive. The people needed something to believe in, and so arrived the Nazis. The Nazis were the Nationalist Socialist German Workers' Party, and Hitler was the seventh member to join. They were a pretty radical group, but they made a few promises to the people of Germany. Firstly, they were going to do away with the Treaty of Versailles. Secondly, create jobs. And thirdly, they were going to make Germany strong and united again. The people were desperate for a hero, and so slowly the Nazi Party gained support using propaganda, radio broadcasts, and public rallies. Hitler was a charismatic public speaker, and people would flock to hear him speak. After many years of slowly gaining support, the Nazis were finally able to win seats in parliament. However, Hitler lost the election to become president to Paul von Hindenburg, a military war veteran who people considered a hero in World War I. President von Hindenburg, however, chose Hitler to be his chancellor, so pretty much his second in line, as he knew he would win over the thousands of people who admired Hitler. After a fire broke out in Parliament, Hitler was granted emergency powers, giving him more power than a chancellor would usually have. And when President von Hindenburg died, Hitler pronounced himself president and chancellor at the same time, giving him ultimate power and becoming a Führer, or in other words, a dictator. The first thing that Hitler created was the Enabling Act, which muzzled the power of the press, meaning that only the government would be in charge of what would be said in newspapers. They burnt all Nazi books, banned other political parties, which meant that there was no other competition, and also imprisoned the leaders of other political parties. He also created the Nuremberg laws, which classified people according to their Germanness. If you had four German grandparents, you would be considered kindred blood. And if you had a Jewish grandparent, you would be considered a Mischling or mixed blood. Finally, if you had three or four Jewish grandparents, you were considered a Jew and the worst of everyone in society. Hitler wanted to create a perfect Aryan race made up of people with pure German ancestry who were young, strong, blue-eyed, and blonde-haired. And in order to make this perfect world, he needed more Lebensraum, or living space. And so, in order to achieve that, he would need to acquire more land. And he started sending out troops to take over surrounding countries such as Austria, Sudetenland, Czechoslovakia, and Poland. However, their next sights were on Russia. With terrible planning and Russia going through the coldest winter ever at the time, German forces were unable to infiltrate. And so next, they set their eyes on Britain. On the other side of the world, however, was Japan, who signed a friendship treaty with Germany and Italy, promising to send aid whenever needed. Japan, however, had its own agenda. Japan wanted to become a superpower, a country that had the power to create its own destiny and influence other countries around the world. And they decided that their first course of action was to attack America. Now, the first rule of war is that you have to declare war on a country before you attack, which Japan did not do, which is considered incredibly dishonorable and cowardly. They attacked Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, the place where most of America's battleships and fighter jets were based, dropping bombs from fighter jets and causing immense damage. As the Americans didn't know they were coming, they suffered huge losses and were unable to defend themselves. The US had now joined the war. In 1945, the Americans arrived on the coast of France with thousands of fresh soldiers heading for war and meeting up with Russian troops headed to Berlin for the final battle of the war. Germany was outnumbered and on their last thread. Hitler and his wife Eva Braun committed suicide in their bunker, and German officials took out their bodies and burnt them. Germany surrendered, and the war was finally over. Celebrations around the world. Well, except for one country. Japan was not ready to surrender. They still had a lot to prove, and so Russian troops were ready to head to Japan to end them once and for all. However, the Americans didn't want Russia taking over Japan, and they had revenge that they wanted in store, and so decided to drop an atomic bomb on the city of Hiroshima, a place in Japan where many weapon manufacturing factories were located. The atomic bomb was created under a secret name, the Manhattan Project. This atomic bomb had previously been tested in the desert, and the heat and power of the bomb had instantly turned the desert sand into glass. The destruction was intense, killing 80,000 people and injuring 60,000 more. The radiation even affected people in the area for years to come. However, Emperor Hirohito, the leader of Japan, refused to surrender. And as a result, America dropped yet another atomic bomb on the town of Nagasaki, causing just as much damage as the first. Japan had now suffered immense losses and surrendered, but only on the condition that they were allowed to keep their leader. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of World War II. Why did it happen, some of the main events, and how it officially ended. If you appreciated this video and enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to hit like, don't forget to subscribe, share with all your friends. At the time of this video being recorded, the grade 9s of my school are writing a test tomorrow, so do your friends a favor, share this along. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Good luck with all your tests coming up, and thanks for watching. Ciao!